Okay. Recording. What were you going to say, Miranda?
I was just saying, like, ever since, well, just the last week, but since we were told Super Saturday to comment back consistently when people like or make comments on your posts. So then I said, well, they can't do that if I'm not posting super consistently and valuable content. So I've been starting to be a lot more consistent in that and then messaging back. And I'm crazy. It's crazy that people want to share. Like when I'm like, oh, well, thank you. Like, oh, yeah, I've been following you. And this is what I want to do. And this is what I want to learn more about. And like, they just like spill it all out. Or you just be like, oh, yeah, so what's your goals? And you get this long message back and you're like, I didn't think you'd ever share with me. Like, so it's just weird that when you message back with them, you realize just how much they've been paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I kind of asked everyone what their takeaways were from Super Saturday. And I think it was Linda that said to go into the conversation assuming that they want to hear from you. And I thought that was, instead of, being like, oh, I hope I'm not bugging them, or, are they going to think this is weird that I'm messaging them? Just go in with the mindset that they're waiting to hear from you. They're waiting for that invite, right? So
yeah, I'm starting to get that, which is how much they share after. You're like, oh, okay, well then,
yeah. Because I always think about the people that, for instance, this ad that I have running, I have like 300 and some odd likes on it. And I, every day, message 10 to 20 of those people who have liked it. And I just say, I'm not sure if you were liking to show me support or were you actually interested. And 90% probably come back and say, oh yeah, I am interested. But had I not messaged those people that liked it, I never would have connected with them. So there's so many people that aren't willing to put themselves out there. And even with like the coaching sneak peek post last night, I think I had 3 people like it. That was it. And 2 of them replied back and said, oh, actually, I am interested. I would love to be added in. And I didn't even message them until about noon today because by the time I got to it, so, they could have clicked the link. It was there in the comments, or they could have commented, or they could have messaged me, but they didn't for whatever reason, if they're just too nervous to do that. So had I not messaged them, I never even would have known that it was an interest to them. And, now they're in the sneak peek. So we just have to assume that they're waiting to hear from us and they want to hear from us.
I agree. I feel like everybody had a fire lit under them since Super Saturday because everybody's posts have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that there was some awesome takeaways from Super Saturday. Like,
it just seemed to be more real, like especially with that video clip of that person working, Jen, working full time, and then she just has much passion. And so I was going into this last few months being like, okay, so I was really want this. Then I still do enjoy my other job. So then you're like, feel this pull from each end. It's like, well, no, she still seems to really love her job, but she has a big passion for Beachbody and helping others, and she makes both of them work. And then if one drops eventually or whatever, it's just like if you feel passion for something, you got to run with it, even if there's something else there too, right?
Yeah.
In real life, how she fit it all in every day when there were still other commitments.
Yeah. Well, and even that Jamie Fitzpatrick, he's like number 6 or 7 in Canada.
Yeah.
He was up on stage that day, and I think he's from Cambridge. He's local.
Kitchener.
What's that?
I think it's Kitchener or Cambridge.
Oh, Kitchener. Yeah. And him and his wife both had these like corporate jobs, and they have 2 or 3 kids, I think. And I don't know if he still is working. I think his wife now has retired. But up until, I remember listening to a team call from him, it was probably 6 months ago, maybe, or even longer. And him and his wife were both working corporate jobs, 9-10 hours a day. And they had kids. And they literally would just once they got their kids to bed, they would hustle for 3 hours and because they had big goals, right? I mean, clearly he's number 6 in the network, right? So you can imagine the amount of work he was doing. But
I think he said on his video that he's thinking about quitting. Like he's really close to quitting his job, and she's quit hers. Yeah, but
until then, they were both working like, you know, these corporate jobs and had the kids, and you know, they still managed to make it work because they saw that potential there, and they were willing to hustle and to make it work and make the sacrifices that they needed to make. Yeah. So
yeah, I followed their page. It was kind of funny to see them up there on the stage. I didn't realize he was a Beachbody coach.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's a fitness thing, and they don't say anything about Beachbody on their, like on his their family website or whatever, their Fitzpatrick Fitness. Nothing says Beachbody.
Oh, really? I've never actually looked them up on Facebook or anything.
I found them a long time ago, and I just, you know, when you follow and I see it the odd time, and I was like, oh, and then Fitzpatrick, I was sitting there with Elaine on Super Saturday, I'm like, I think I know these people. They look familiar.
Yeah, I know. That's so funny. Yeah, and he's only been a coach like a little over 2 years, I think. Like it's crazy what they've done. I did want to I looked up everyone's Success Club points for this month so far, and Miranda is at Success Club 5, and Elaine is at Success Club 5 as well. The Courtney that's not here, she's Success Club 3. Kate is Success Club 2, and her coach Jen is 2. Brenda, who's not on here, is at 3. Shauna is at 3, who's not on. And then Shauna's coach, Sylvia, is at 2. And Diana, who is Elaine's coach, is at 2 as well. So, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that are very close to Success Club 5. So that's awesome. I don't think I missed anyone, but.
No, I'm a big 0.
There's still, I mean, we're only halfway through the month.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, everyone is really like, I don't know, I think that everyone has kind of had a bit of a fire lit under them, like Sonia said, just from Super Saturday, and everyone's posts have been awesome.
Yeah, this one All Access completely like threw me for a loop. That's when I just knew I needed to have that deep discussion, because it was someone I knew from like an ex-boyfriend in high school, like, you know, like part of that group or something, and then she just randomly liked something, and I liked her back. She's like, oh yeah, I've been interested in what you've been doing. You know, how do you go about this? How do you sign up? And then I said, oh, well, what are your goals? And then we went to that discussion first. And then finally that night, she's like, I'm just gonna order. I sent her the link. I'm just gonna order it before I change my mind.
That's awesome.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, and then she like messaged me today, and she's like, oh, I've tried a bunch of the programs, and I think I found that Core4 is the one I want to do. And so she's already like in it. So.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah,
with the All Access, I keep forgetting to, but I need to start telling them right away that not everything will be unlocked, because I've had
that's true. That's what she was saying.
Oh, yeah, and I had one girl. She was like, I feel like, you know, you did not tell me the whole truth, and blah blah blah. I was like, whoa, okay, relax. And she's like, I'm so sorry. That was probably really rude, but I was just upset because it was Core de Force I wanted, and I was like, no, like within 24 to 48 hours it'll be unlocked.
Like I said, they just started offering this incredible deal December 27th, so it's been a real big rush. So it's going to take them a few days.
Yeah.
So,
I felt bad. I need to just somehow work that into like after the ordering, just to remind them, but I keep forgetting.
They're not unlocked in the beginning?
No, not all of them.
Okay.
It takes like, I think within 24 hours, it's looking like 24 to 48 hours, everything becomes unlocked.
They do get an email, though. They will get an email that, like, when I upgraded, it said that I got an email and it said within 24 to 72 hours or something, it'll be unlocked. So, I mean, they do get an email explaining it from Beachbody.
I thought that too, but maybe they were just so gung-ho that they logged on right away. And
yeah.
Hey, Megan.
Yeah.
What's that video that you guys were talking about earlier?
I posted it in our message thread sometime this afternoon. It was it was called Closing with Class.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't watched it yet then.
Yeah, if you scroll up, you'll be able to find it, but it's a really, really good one to watch.
Okay.
It's really good. Yeah. And is everyone kind of understanding like the whole jab hook thing? Like I know we've talked about it a lot. Like Michelle's done a call on it. Is everyone getting it? Like, or is that still kind of confusing?
Well, I have so my posts I've been trying to add more value, but I feel like I'm just constantly either posting my workout or I'm posting what I'm eating or like a real, like just an inspirational quote. And I'm like, well, that's more than my life, but like, you know, going to work and, you know, I don't have like a lot of young babies all over me and stuff. So I'm like, you know, like I don't really know what else to add that fits into that. Like mine's clean, lean, and fitting it in. So I can talk about really anything else.
Yeah. Are you sharing like about your challenge groups and
yeah, I've been posting that like about the one coming up, and I was going to do the sneak peek post. Like I just got off of a really long work day, so I haven't done a lot today. Yeah, I have a few things in mind to roll out before I go to bed tonight, but yeah.
Like even getting off this call, you can do a quick post, right? Like
yeah,
a screenshot right now of this, and you could just do a quick little post about, you know, it was a long day at work, but you know, I still managed to jump on. I don't know what you could say, but you could somehow work this call into it and just that's just kind of a little coaching jab. And it doesn't have to be this long drawn out post. It can just be something like super, super quick and hashtag that coach life. And that, like, you know, in the daytime when I'm just, you know, sitting around drinking my coffee, I'll always mention how I'm checking in with my challengers today, or I'm, you know, getting a new coach started right. So I just kind of always work those things in, and I'm always talking about my team or my challengers, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just I always kind of think about what it is you're doing. Like you were getting ready to jump on a call half an hour ago, or in, you know, half an hour getting off of a call, those kinds of things. And yeah, like I don't worry about being too repetitive either. Like, you know, with the workout stuff, because people like seeing that and they admire that. They wish that they could do that themselves.
That's when you build trust that you're being consistent, right?
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. And not every single person is seeing every single one of your posts, right? Like they might not have seen anything today because they were busy and they didn't go on Facebook, and they're not, you know, maybe automatically going straight to your page. So maybe, you know, tomorrow they'll check out your posts, but they didn't see today. So if it's not like that's all they're seeing on Facebook. So don't worry.
That's why you have to do it so much, right? So that, you know, some of them get out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Laura, I know I shouted her out today, but she's doing such awesome jabs. I don't even know if she realizes that she's doing jabs, but like from day one, her posts have just, like, they've just been really, really good. So you guys should jump into her group and just, it must be very natural for her, because she's never even asked me about a jab or what a jab is. And I know, like, I mean, Laura, you started what, like a month ago, maybe, or so?
November, the end of November.
Yeah. So she's very natural at these jabs, which is awesome. So, you know, I encourage you guys all to follow each other and just learn from each other's pages. And, you know, and then with those jabs, you have to do the hooks. Always, without doing a hook, your jabs are almost pointless, right? You need to throw a hook in there once a week, because all those people seeing your jabs, you need to hook them at some point. Otherwise, there's just no point, right? Do you guys?
What do you hook about though? Like every week?
Well, like I'm never not trying to get challengers. You know, because even when someone's interested in a challenge group, it's not like they're necessarily going to sign up that day. it might take them a week or two to sign up. So when you're running a challenge group each month, you always have one coming up, right? You know, we have one, you and I have one starting on Monday. So what day is today? If they ordered like today or tomorrow, I would probably put them in that one. But if they ordered next week, I mean, I might give them the option of jumping into that challenge group, or I'll just say I have another one starting in a few more weeks, and get them started with Beachbody On Demand, that sort of thing. So I'm always trying to get challengers, but I also do hooks for coaching, like all the time, because that sneak peek is always running. We run it like every couple weeks, but the posts are always there. So you can throw people into that group anytime and just tag them in a post, tell them to work through the videos. So I'm always doing hooks about coaching as well. So, and then your free group that you do, you want to do hooks for those as well. So there's always something to be hooking about each week, for sure.
I need to start doing that.
Yeah, you do for sure, Laura. And I was going to talk to you about that too, but I think that you are doing a really awesome job of your jabs. And
thank you.
You are so super consistent with those jabs. So people who have been watching you for over the last month and a little while, they are seeing these jabs. You've been doing them consistently. And when you go to do a hook, people are going to be like, oh, okay, I didn't even realize I could join something. Sure. Like, she's been talking about it for a month.
I'll do a post about that tonight probably, because then, like you said, the 23rd, right? Which is the Monday?
Yeah.
For a challenge group. So, I mean, I could try, right? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. And, when you do a hook and no one likes it or no one comments, don't take it personally, because it's like my coaching hook last night. I think one person commented on it and 3 likes, I think. So,
oh yeah.
But I had like 8 people join the sneak peek. So people just don't really typically comment on your hooks. That's it's just very common.
Unlikely?
Well, It's not unlikely, but they're just more hesitant to comment on them, I guess, especially the coaching ones. The coaching ones, people are very just kind of nervous to comment on. And that's why you also want to do personal invites, like when you're having a conversation with someone. Did you guys watch that video in the Coach Basics that Michelle did this morning?
I did.
I think it was like a Success Starters call with Carl Deichler.
Oh, I see that.
And it was a recording. And it was awesome because he talked about the vital behaviors. And I guess they're looking into changing the inviting to be called attract, connect, invite, which I think is so good, because that invite behavior, right? That's what people are very scared to do. And that's what I didn't do for like probably close to a year. I did not actually invite unless it was like in my face to invite. So the whole point of that is you want to attract people, which is what you do by posting on Facebook. And then you want to connect with them. And that's what we do through our private messages with people, like sending them a thanks for the love on my food today. I appreciate all the support. It keeps making what I'm doing. Those kinds of posts, or those kinds of personal messages to people, that's what starts conversations. That's what starts a connection. And then those conversations eventually will lead to a private invite, like a personal invite. Because in the conversation, not every conversation, but the conversation will just slowly start to go in that direction. And then you'll kind of have a window where you'll feel like you can invite them to a challenge group or the coaching opportunity. But that's kind of how it goes: attract, connect, invite. So I thought that was just a really simple way of looking at it and less intimidating.
Yeah. Well, because if you're, invite means like, you're always inviting to somewhere, whereas you just want to have that conversation and that relationship, right?
Yeah.
And then it'll lead to inviting. So it should be called something a little bit more deep.
And I think they're realizing that, because when you hear invite, you think, oh, so I need to be like spamming people, right? Like that's almost what that implies. And I think that's why I never did it, because I thought, well, I'm not just going to like start messaging people that I don't even really know or haven't talked to in a year, 5 years, and invite them to a challenge group. Like that just doesn't feel good. And that's super spammy, right? Like I've gotten people message me about that before. Like a Mary Kay person messaged me and I was like, okay, well, we've never really had a conversation. Like that's, it's super obvious what you're trying to do. So I think I think it just makes so much more sense. And when you hear invite, you think, okay, well, I'm going to start posting links and, I'm just going to be constantly in their face about things. And when you break it down to attract, connect, invite, it's more of a process. It's like a funnel system. So I just thought that made a lot of sense and is really good for new coaches to hear coming into the business, because it just makes it seem more attainable.
Yeah, I just have to say something. Cassie, your pajamas are killing me. I know Kate's noticed it. I was like trying to nonchalantly look, and I'm like, what does it say?
It says Sex in the City.
Oh, in the city. All I saw was sex. I'm like, oh.
I didn't even think you could see them. Sorry. Yeah,
I don't say in the city at all. I just was like, what is on there? Does it really say that? Anyway, I just want to say I like them.
Yeah, they are pretty cute. Sorry.
Yeah, so does anyone have any like comments?
I have a question.
Yes.
You guys just started, it sounds like, with the Health Bet Challenge group doing live sort of Teamsy calls and stuff like that. Like what are the responses that you're getting from the challengers in those?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up actually, because this is something that I've never thought to do. I've kind of heard about other coaches doing it, but I was like, oh, I'm never doing that. And I totally prejudged my challengers. Like none of them will ever want to get on a call like this. Like I totally was prejudging any challenger of mine. And Amy talked about it a couple of weeks ago on a call, and she's just kind of realized where her business has fallen behind, and she knows she hasn't connected with her challengers as well. She's been so focused on bringing in coaches, like from ads and just like cold market coaches, instead of working with her challengers, because that's where the best coaches are your challengers, because they already love the program, they've had results or they're getting results. That's just like a breeding ground for coaches. So she started doing these Zoom calls, and I think she did one like the night before day one, so like the end of prep week, and then she is going to do them every week. So when I heard her do this call last Monday, I think I was like, oh my God, maybe I'll do it. Like I'll just do one and see who pops on. So I did one the following night. So I didn't give them a lot of warning. I think I maybe gave them like that day's notice. And I forget how many came on. I think there was maybe 3 or 4 challengers on. And the one girl, she talked quite a bit. And actually another one was a Beachbody that I had connected with over email. And
oh my God, what the hell? I am so sorry. I just keep dropping.
Don't worry, Laura, I get it.
Oh my God.
And so I had one of these Beachbody leads on there, and then a couple other ones. So I just started out the call, and I mean, I didn't even expect anyone to come on, but I thought, well, either way, I'm just going to pretend that people came on to my Zoom call, because no one's going to know if they did or not. And I just kind of shared a little bit about how I got started, and I really didn't have anything planned so much. I just shared my story and how I got started with coaching and the program. And I did a screen share and did a little tour of Beachbody On Demand and showed them a few different things, like how to have them put in their information so that they can generate program options for them, and, you know, showed them how they can find meal plans and recipes on the Beachbody website, that sort of thing. And I had them, the one girl was very, very chatty and had some questions. So that was awesome. And actually she's in the sneak peek, because really, if someone's hopping on a Zoom call as a challenger, they're going to be their total coach potential, right? Like they're okay going out of their comfort zone, because going on a Zoom call as a challenger, like I probably wouldn't have done it. Like I just would have been too nervous. And so it was actually really cool, because this Beachbody lead, I don't know how I got talking about it, but I said something about, and I talked to each one individually, like how's it going? And I said, so, you know, this girl, she's actually a lead that I got because as a coach, and I went over how, you know, you're given customers, and I wasn't even meaning to put in the coaching jab, but I think it got some people thinking like, so when you're a coach, Beachbody actually gives you customers, because a lot of the times people are thinking, well, how am I ever going to find any customers, right? So that was just kind of a little jab of like, Beachbody actually gives you people to connect with and get into challenge groups and help support. So that was just kind of a side note. So the call went really well. I forgot to record it. And then I did another one last night. So I'm planning on doing them weekly. Last night I only had 2 people show up. But that was okay. I had it planned what I was going to talk about. So I just talked about like dining tips. So I just looked up another team call of a coach that talked about like dining out tips for her challengers. And I just literally like wrote down some points like half an hour before the call, and just went over how to, you know, make good choices when you're at a restaurant, and look up the menu before, how to choose a good meal, what to avoid, what to look for, just like some tips. And the call was like half an hour. They had some questions, and actually then the one girl on the call said, I saw your post about the sneak peek, you know, do you mind adding me in? I was like, sure, no problem. So yeah, I think
I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just saying this, but I would love tips on eating for like going out.
Yeah, I posted it in our challenge group. The Zoom call today.
Well, then I will look at that today.
Yeah, I recorded it. So I think I posted it last night. It was probably like 9 or 10 I posted it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I've never looked into doing like a Zoom call, but is it easy to post it or to create one to post?
Very easy. Yeah. Yeah. You just go to like zoom.com or CA or whatever. Yeah. But I totally recommend you guys who have a challenge group going right now to throw it out there. And if no one shows up on the call, you just pretend that you had an awesome Zoom call with your challengers and post about it and say like, thanks for popping on that call. It was so awesome. Oh, I forgot to record it. Darn, next time. But, you know, they don't know that no one came. And then the next time, if you go to do one next week, some people might hop on it. So fake it till you make it, because you can't just give up because no one came on your call. You can't just go, oh, well, no one's interested. So I'm going to keep doing them, and I'll think of different little topics that I can do each week with them. Just, you know, things like dining out, or I don't know what else I could think of, but
yeah, Linda and Nikki and I are doing a group right now. We were going to do one for this weekend, and Linda and I have a group starting on it's the 30th, technically, 23rd prep. So I said, well, we would talk about how everybody feels it's going so far and what they'd like to see more of and that kind of thing. And then to kind of introduce another one coming up, or a sneak peek, or like what could be next.
Yeah.
So kind of a halfway point call.
Yeah. Yeah. And even ask them, like, you know, what would you like me to talk about tonight on the call? Like, and they'll probably give suggestions or questions. Yeah. And then I did a video yesterday too in our challenge group about the sneak peek into coaching, which I don't think I've ever done in a challenge group before, but I just went in and I mentioned the Zoom call that was going to be that night. And then I said, and I also wanted to invite you guys to a really cool opportunity. And I talked a little bit about my story with coaching. It was probably like 5 minutes long, this video, but I just shared a little bit about what it has done for me. I didn't go into detail about what a coach does, but I just shared how it's improved my life and why I just feel so passionate about sharing it with other women. And, you know, if they're interested in joining, to shoot me a message or comment below. And yeah, so just kind of thinking of other ways to invite people, because I mean, those challengers that you have, they like you want to nurture those relationships so well and spend lots of time with them and really connect with them big time. And yeah, because you want them to have success. Like you really, really do. I hope you do anyways.
Yeah, Elaine and I have one scheduled for tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just writing down your little tips here.
Yeah.
To talk about, because we really don't have anything.
But that's actually with our prep week group. So we have a group starting, a challenge group starting on Monday. So I thought we really need to connect with these new challengers. And a lot of them are repeat challengers of mine that have done a challenge group before. Some of them have done a challenge group with me back in May, like before the summer. And then they've got off Shakeology, and now that it's January, they're ready to jump back in, and I connected with everybody. So I have a pretty good group of women, but a lot of them are repeat challengers. But I thought, you know what, this time we really need to connect with them.
Yeah.
Especially after that call. I did listen to that call from Amy. So that was a huge takeaway, that I need to start connecting with the challengers more. So we're going to do these calls in the prep week to really get them ready for the challenge starting on Monday.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's a great idea for sure. Yeah. And even like with Teamsy, how you can log conversations. I've been logging like their why or like their goals right in there, so that I'm easily able to just kind of check and see what it is that they're working towards, so that you're not having to like always scroll back up. Because if you don't know your challenger's why or the goals of your challenger, like you really should have taken the time to figure that out and have it in a spot where you can refer to. That's what a coach does, right? Like we're not just there to just like, you know, we want to offer them what they need, and each person is going to need something a little bit different based on their why and their goals. It's like being a coach with you guys. Like I know you guys all have different goals with this, and certain coaches want to build a huge business with us, and certain coaches just want it as a hobby. So I have to treat every single one of you guys a little bit differently. And it's the same with challengers too. Someone who has a 50-pound weight loss goal versus maintaining, or who is pregnant and wanting to just have a healthy pregnancy, you're going to treat them a whole lot differently and give them different support. So just, you know, yeah, there's a little tip for you.
Megan, are you logging everything that you talk to them in Teamsy, or are you just logging their goals? Like you're not logging your entire conversations back and forth?
No, like I'm just logging very like, if it's like really specific, some people just all have the same kind of like, oh, I just want to be healthier, yada, yada, yada. But if they are very specific with what they want, like, you know, or if they've got illnesses, or I'll make note of that. Just so like, if, you know, I've got a couple of people who have like fibromyalgia. So I want to know that.
So I wish Linda was on here, because you should see my mom in my challenge groups. Like she almost brings me to tears. Like she's seen an insane amount of results in the last month. She was on Weight Watchers during the summer, and then still kind of has her program, but she's doing the shakes and the workout. She's in love with Shaun T. And like And she's posting pictures of like how big her clothes are. Like she should almost be a coach because she's just very active. And she's like, this used to be tight a month ago, and like pulling it out here, and
That's
like,
awesome.
feels great. She's got energy, and her like she feels better. She's not achy. Like fibromyalgia is always explained as you constantly have the extreme flu aches, and some days are better, some days are worse. So she's had that for over 20 years, but she's never felt or looked better.
That's awesome. Yeah, you should share her.
Yeah, it's great.
But you should share her success like on your page.
Yeah, that's one that I might share because like even though as mom, like I was nervous and never thought to ask her because she was kind of involved with my sister-in-law with Weight Watchers, and I didn't want to put something else on her plate. But after a few health scares in September, I said, I think you just need to give this a shot. Like, you tried everything else. You're on piles of medication. Why don't you just can't hurt? And it seems to be working out really well. So
that's good. Yeah, and don't ever be afraid to like ask a challenger if you can shout them out on your page. Like when someone's having good success and they have a picture to prove it, I ask them, like, do you mind if I share this? And I've never had anyone say they didn't want me to. Like, I think they're pretty proud. Or even just a statement that they've said or, like, a message that they've wrote you. You know, you can just say, do you mind if I share this? Like, it's just too good not to share with others. And you can, like, block out their name if they're not comfortable with that. But sharing challengers' success stories, that's awesome to be able to do. And, you know, hopefully you do have challengers that have success stories. And I mean, if you have been going at this for a while and you're challenged, none of them are having success, not that that's on you, but like just make sure it's not on you. Make sure you are doing what you need to do in order for them to see results, because you know, if you're not running an effective challenge, or if you're not giving them the support they need, they might not be getting results because they're not getting the support that they need in the environment. So, you know, hopefully your challengers are seeing success because that's, you know, a good reflection of you as a coach too, right? Yeah. All right, anything else, guys? Should we wrap this up? Kate got her kids to bed.
Yep, officially.
All right, any last minute words? Oh, no.
Kate wanted us to comment on her posts. Like on her support group.
Say that again.
She had mentioned when you had asked about what we wanted to talk about, and Kate suggested her page.
Oh, yeah. Page. We're going to do, on Saturday morning during the call, we're going to critique everyone's page. Well, not necessarily everyone, but that's what we're going to do on Saturday, which I think will be...
So Kate's one of them.
Yeah. So which will be good, too, to have lots of people give different feedback. So I think that'll be good. And it's nothing mean or criticizing. It's just a good way to kind of, for people to see your posts and be like, well, I'm just not seeing any jabs. Like, where's all the jabs, or where's your hooks? And, you know, maybe you could share a little bit more about yourself and your own story and, you know, that kind of thing. Like, so it's good. I think those are so worthwhile to do. So we're going to
Does anybody know if you can access Zoom like from your phone, like if you're not going to be home?
Yeah.
To be part of that?
Yeah, that's how I always create my meetings. Just the Zoom. I think it's an app, Zoom app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'd like to get on that call, but I won't be home. So.
Yeah, I work 8 to 4. Sorry.
Oh, it'll be recorded.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want us to bring up your page?
I don't know. No.
I wouldn't do it without you there.
Can you guys do mine? I'm going to be working with clients too.
You want us to do yours?
Yeah, it's like there's not very much on there because it's only been like a week's worth, but just because I'm starting, I just want to know.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
That's funny because I was going to send you a message the other day because you just added me in, so I was doing a little I think you're doing really well. Like you're very consistent, and you're sharing lots about yourself and about the program. So that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely have like I didn't really get into the content of the post, but I scrolled through it. I was like, oh yeah, you're consistent and you're posting pictures, and I see that, you know, you're a coach. Like I see that you have something to offer me. So that's awesome.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, well,
Hi, Carlene.
I'm gonna go finish off my night here.
Okay. Thanks, Megan.
Okay. Bye guys.
See ya.